Good morning, and I hope you have a smile on your face. I know we do because it's Friday. Is that right, Clyde?
It is Friday, and there's one other something about this Friday, but let's not go into that. Payday.
Oh, yes, yes. We
Yep,
love it on
exactly.
payday. That's right. Hey, Sunday, as we know, is Father's Day.
Yes.
And, it's a really special day. So are you planning anything special, or your family planning something special for you, Clyde?
I'm going to be surprised. I will tell you, we had a work project together last weekend, and that was just as good as Father's Day. It was time with the kids, and we were doing something together.
Oh, that's wonderful. You know what? I have a lot of special memories with my dad. He was like the best dad, and I'm a daddy's girl, and he was just wonderful. There's a picture of me with my dad at his at the nursing home in the Kenwood, and aw,
Yeah, look at that, huh?
Clyde,
That's me
look
with my
at that.
firstborn. Yep, that's me with my
Oh,
firstborn.
and and Allie with her dad. We love that. We love that. And we love him as well.
Yeah, we do. He's a great
You
guy.
know, this weekend is Father's Day, and tomorrow actually is the longest day of the year. And so, the Alzheimer's Association, I just want to make a mention because my dad passed from complications from Alzheimer's. And so they are celebrating tomorrow and asking you to celebrate with them by wearing purple and doing a number of activities of your choice. 50 million people are living with Alzheimer's disease, and it's a disease that has no treatment and no cure. So if you want to get involved, please go to alz.org/longestday, and you'll find all kinds of activities and ways that you can participate and support Alzheimer's disease and Alzheimer's Association.
Well,
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I was just going to say, certainly it's a poignant day for you and for a lot of folks, which makes this an extra special holiday weekend. We dads appreciate all of the love that you're showing us. Folks,
Absolutely.
they say home is where the heart is. And for the most part, people here in the tri-state take a lot of pride in how their home looks. But there are people who either physically can't do things such as rake leaves, or they have hit hard times and just don't have the money for such essentials as installing a wheelchair ramp. Well, that's where People Working Cooperatively comes in. And right now, joining us is Randy Camp with People Working Cooperatively. Randy, thank you so much for talking with us. Let's start by just getting a reminder of what PWC is, what its mission is, and who it helps.
Of course. PWC is a nonprofit construction agency, and we provide repair services, energy conservation, and mobility modifications for low-income and elderly homeowners and those living with disabilities.
Okay, so now comes the 4th annual Tool Belt Ball, and this year's got a new look, a new date, all of that. Tell us about some of the changes.
It does. So this year we were supposed to hold our Tool Belt Ball back in March. We did everything hit with COVID-19, so we made the hard decision to postpone the event, which is now turned into a virtual event. So we're now going to be holding all of our festivities online.
Okay, Randy, we seem to be having a little difficulty with your audio, so I think we missed a good chunk of that. Let's try again with perhaps a different question, because this is more than just a one-night event this year, too. Tell us a little bit more about some of the celebrations you have leading up to the gala.
Sure. We are kicking off our activities on 21st on Sunday, and we're going to be holding all of Tool Belt Ball favorite activities such as raffles. We've got a couple of auctions happening, and we have a juried art exhibit where local photographers have donated their pieces that we can also auction off to raise money for our Modifications for Mobility program.
Tell us a little bit about how successful you were with last year's Tool Belt Ball, and what did that money get used for?
Last year we raised about $220,000, and we were able to do life-changing modifications for 60 cities on our list. So we're hoping we can meet that this year. We have a lot of great supporters who are putting the mission first.
All right. Randy, thank you so much for talking with us. We appreciate it. What's the website where people might be able to check in more with PWC?
You can find out more about PWC and the Tool Belt Fall at pwchomrepairs.org.
Okay. Randy, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
So,
Mona?
Well, Clyde, since we had a special report interrupt us yesterday, we're going to try this one again. All right. In today's digital world, it's a lot easier to turn your passion into a small profit. And that's exactly what one young entrepreneur and current college student, you won't believe she's in college when you see her. What a wonderful young lady. She's doing that with her love for cookie design. And Allie Martin sat down with Lizzie Neeb to learn more.
I'm here with Lizzie, and she is a young entrepreneur. You are a cookie master. I'm an absolute amateur, and you're going to teach us the satisfaction of icing a cookie. And we're going to learn a little bit about your story. So, Lizzie, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
We have some of my 4th of July cutters here. So we're going to start with cutting the bag.
Okay.
And it's definitely, you can always cut the hole on the bag bigger, but you cannot make it smaller.
How long have you been baking?
I've been baking since I was younger, very young, probably like kindergarten, 2nd grade. My mom would take me to cookie decorating classes and baking classes, and I would always decorate cookies and bake cakes with my grandma. But I've been running Cookies by Lizzie since I was a freshman in high school.
You know, I have to admit, when I was your age, I was not teaching classes and running my own business. So I am very impressed. Being in college, it's a little different experience, and the fact that you're managing all this, what are some of the big takeaways that you're learning?
Some of the big takeaways that I'm learning are, one, how important it is to be my own boss. I think when I go into the business world, probably that's not where I'll start out, but it's something that I probably hope to go to.
That's awesome.
I recently have been hiring my sisters, so learning how to work, it's very challenging, but learning how to direct others in a calm manner and delegate work. So it's been challenging, but it's definitely a good skill that I need to have.
Being a young entrepreneur, whether you decide to, blow this out a little bit more in terms of cookies or moving forward in business, how important is the social media and the digital world for your business?
It's very important, especially with a visual product. It's something that needs to be all over social media, especially with my new website. I have a whole page just dedicated to my portfolio, and a lot of the times people don't know they need cookies until they see them.
How do you think your friends and people who get to know you perceive you?
Definitely driven. They definitely perceive me as driven, maybe a little bit of a workaholic. I mean, I'm not that I do. Something about me is I am very disciplined, and that if I want to go out with my friends, I'll make sure that everything's done, and then I'll go out and do it. I try, and I think I have kind of inspired them. My younger sister during this time has been making these awesome masks, and it's really cool. My mom's they totally see how at least for me, having my own money and having my own way to do it, make money and kind of express myself it's freedom. It really is. And I think that inspires people, and I love supporting young entrepreneur stuff. I see a good idea, I'm you should pursue that.
Okay, any final thoughts on tips and tricks to make an awesome cookie like this one?
Yeah, of course. So definitely practice, like I said before. And so figuring out what you like and practicing and taking advantage of resources like YouTube and Instagram, and there's tons of classes that you can take.
And get inspired.
So, yeah.
Well, I didn't tell you this at the beginning, but cookie was my first word, so I think it was meant to be. And I'm going to taste this cookie. And Lizzie, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
I'm a good cookie.
Yeah, and joining us right now is one smart cookie, Allie Martin. Thanks, Allie.
Compliment of the week. Thanks.
Oh
You know,
my God.
Boy,
I have to admit. Sorry, go ahead, Mona.
No, I was just going to say, boy, I want what she's having. She looks so young. I bet she gets that a lot.
Yes, and it's again, it's pretty crazy and wild to think that she's in college and she's moving into her sophomore year and she has this whole cookie business on the side. And that's the story that I really wanted to tell of that young entrepreneur, that you can accomplish anything if you set your mind to it and you put in the practice and you put in the work, because she's been doing it for so long, since she's been really, really young. And her skill set, let me tell you, that piping, it is very satisfying to watch, but it's not quite as easy as you think it is. She has a very, very steady hand, and there's a lot of really fun, great techniques that she was kind of teaching me a little bit that I wasn't able to put in the segment. But the cookie that I held up at the end, the star, that was mine, and it was not nearly as nice as what she does.
You know, Allie, watching this, the one thing that strikes me is how different things are now because of the ability to put your skill, craft, and business on social media. That's really a big part of it, right?
100%. And as you know, as Lizzie said, her work is so visual, and this is one of my favorite ones. And this is actually how I found her, was this Coney, and it was through social media. If you're a young entrepreneur in any sense and you're starting up a business, social media is how a lot of people will find you and connect to your work. There's no denying it, and that's kind of the future of a lot of businesses. And even on these platforms, it allows you to click and make purchases right there on the spot if you decide to do that. She's not in that boat because she still is going back to college, and she's finishing out school. But you know, when she's home, she's taking orders, and the social media world's interesting, and it really allows you to push your passion and showcase it.
I love that she was making jobs. She's hiring her sisters.
Yeah. That was the other super interesting part, and why I wanted to ask her, you know, what are you learning from it? Because she's gaining so much more business because she does graduations and baby showers and birthdays and just cookies, just because they find her and they like what she does, that she's had to get some help and recruit some help. So she's also learning all of those skill sets of managing other people, you know, how to talk with others. And it's a great place to start with family, right?
Yeah. Well, Allie, that's great stuff, and thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, UC Health is on the cutting edge when it comes to researching the COVID-19 virus. We'll tell you about the clinical trials they're conducting and how it may save some lives. Then we take a moment to thank the heroes at home, stay-at-home dads. That's right, we're going to talk to a local man who started a support system for the dads who do it all. All that and so much more just a few minutes away. As you know, this weekend is Father's Day, a time to recognize dear old dad for all he does. But just like moms, fathers need a little support when it comes to raising children. And right now I want to welcome Brock Lush, the founder of the Cincinnati Dads Group. Brock, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for coming back.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me back.
So you got some helpers here with you. You want to introduce them to us?
Yeah, so I've got my oldest, Hezekiah, and I've got my youngest, Ruby.
All right. Ruby's a little shy.
She's a little shy this morning. That's not normal for her.
All right. So, Brock, you were with us this time last year. Just remind us what the Cincy Dads Group does.
Yeah, so the Cincinnati Dads Group is a group of guys here in the city who we're just dads just trying to be the best we can for our kids, and we do different meetups around the city. It's a group that started less than 2 years ago, and it's really taken off well. There's over 300 dads that have gotten involved with it, and it's made up of dads who are working dads, work from home dads, stay-at-home dads, single dads. We've got an array of just dads from all different backgrounds.
So how did it get started in the first place? What was the aha moment that somebody said, hey, we need this group?
So it was me 2 years ago transitioning from the workplace into being a stay-at-home dad, and I really just wanted to be able to connect with other fathers around the city, and I just felt like there just needed to be a group, and I searched around and really didn't see anything that was going strong. And so I just started inviting different dads I knew, and actually got involved with a national organization called the City Dads Group, and it just kind of blossomed from there.
And so what does the dads group do for dads? How is it helpful if you're a stay-at-home or work-from-home dad?
So from a stay-at-home from work-from-home dad, it gives the ability to connect with dads and their kids throughout the day for things like going to the zoo and for going to the museum center and just getting around the city with kids.
So it's not only social for the dads, it's also social for the kids and opportunities to just do things together.
Yeah, definitely. And it's been great. You were talking about from a support standpoint, and it's been great from that to see these guys get together who otherwise would have never met, and to see the friendships that have blossomed out of that.
What do you find is the most important thing that stay-at-home dads need?
I feel like the biggest thing they need is for the public to realize that they've got it under control when they're out with their kids. They don't need somebody to swoop in when they see something crazy going on, because the same thing happens with a stay-at-home mom. No one's going to swoop in on them. And so I think the biggest part is just realizing like they're a parent and they've got it under control.
Right, I was going to say you do have to battle a stereotype, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. There's a stereotype that they're so used to seeing dad just kind of as the laid back. Mom's got this under control, and when you're a primary caregiver in that position, you take on a lot of those roles, and it's just one of those things where a stay-at-home dad is no different than a stay-at-home mom. We do the same jobs,
sure.
And we get it all done.
Okay, so if there is a stay-at-home dad or someone who knows one watching right now, how should they go about getting in touch with Cincinnati Dads?
So the Cincinnati Dads group can be found at meetup.com. We have an account on there, and we hold all of our events, put all that on there as well. So you can get on there. And also I have a Facebook group that's actually a closed group for dads. So if you're on Facebook and you want to have conversations and not worry about, like, if you're asking something very maybe intricate that you don't want a lot of public backlash or whatever, that kind of conversation going, this gives the opportunity for that just very safe place to have that. So so definitely Facebook and meetup.com at Cincinnati Dads Group.
All right, Ruby, Hezekiah, thank you for coming and supporting Dad. And Brock, thank you for coming and sharing with us the story of Cincinnati Dads Group.
Definitely.
Indeed. Mona?
Well, when it comes to treating diseases, it's important to conduct clinical research, and UC Health is on the cutting edge when it comes to this. And we talked to the Chief of Research Services about the trials UC Health is doing right now and how it's bringing us closer to finding a way to beat COVID-19. Take a look.
When we're studying something where we had a complete unknown, like how to treat COVID, we absolutely need clinical research to get the answer of how to treat the disease. We're doing a variety of research trials here at UC and UC Health. Some are antiviral treatments, ways to fight the virus off. The body, when it's infected with COVID, has an overwhelming immune response that can actually be harmful. And so we're testing some agents that suppress that immune response. And we'll be also trying to do trials around vaccines in the very near future. We're very fortunate here at UC and UC Health that we have terrifically talented people who are experts in all the different fields around infectious disease and pulmonology and cardiology, all the different medical specialties. And so we've turned that talent towards the task of attacking COVID-19 and the pandemic. If you have COVID-19 or think you have COVID-19, as you're getting a routine blood draw, we're asking people if they'd be willing to let us take a few extra tubes of blood. And so we can take those tubes of blood and give them to more than 60 different labs here across the academic health center to learn more about the virus and the body's response to it. Here at UC and UC Health, we have created an innovation task force, which is a group of experts in clinical research who are trying to coordinate all the research efforts that we're taking here at our academic health center around COVID-19. We're quite engaged with a national effort to look at convalescent plasma. The idea here is that when you've been infected by the virus, you make antibodies, and that helps you fight off the virus. Once you've made those antibodies, you have them in your serum, and we can do a plasma transfusion where we take your antibodies and give them to someone else so that it helps them to fight off the virus. That's the whole point of the convalescent plasma trial. It is absolutely safe to come and do clinical trials here at UC Health and UC College of Medicine right now. All the things we've learned about how to be safe for your medical care with the virus. It's safe to come to the hospital to get the medical care you need, and it's absolutely safe to come and do clinical research. At any time here at the UC Medical Center, we are doing more than 1,000 clinical trials, and we're getting that research back up and running safely. Clinical research is the answer. Science is the way we're going to get back to our normal lives. We have to figure out how to treat COVID infections when they come and how to prevent them with things like vaccines. When we have those tools with us, then we'll be back to normal life, just like we live with influenza every year. We're doing a tremendous amount of research, and I think we're going to be a huge part of the solution nationally and internationally to the COVID crisis.
For anyone interested in participating in a clinical trial or for the latest information on COVID-19, go to uchealth.com and click on the COVID-19 section. Clyde?
All right, Mona, we'll be back with more Cincy Lifestyle on the other side of the break. Plus, Cincy Lifestyle has full episodes of the show up on YouTube. That's where you can find fun segments you've never seen before, or you can watch your favorites again and again. Subscribe now on youtube.com/Cincy Lifestyle. Stick around, we'll be back. PK, the director, says we're looking towards Pill Hill, so sunny skies out there today, warming up a little summery out there, Mona.
Thanks, Clyde. Well, coming up next week here on Cincy Lifestyle, we get outside and explore some of the beautiful nature in Butler County. Yes, join us as we take you on a hike through the edge of Appalachia along the Buzzard Roost Rock Trail. Sounds like fun.
Plus, how much do you know about your aura? It's an energy field many believe your body radiates and can be many different colors. We'll talk to a local woman who teaches you how to connect with your soul's essence. We've got all that, so much more happening next week here on Cincy Lifestyle. Well, we thank you for joining us today on Cincy Lifestyle. We hope you have a great weekend ahead. Happy Father's Day, and make it a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. Now, if you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before, or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, be sure to make it a great day.